This episode of Iron Age Radio is brought to you by Mr. Beeftastic himself, Mark Schram. He owns a ranch. He grows cows there. The cows, when they reach a certain age, he chops their heads off and then turns it into beef or something. What is the process?
Grows cows?
Yep. And then he turns it into beef that he sells. And it's great beef. Me and Jian have it all the time. Like almost every day we have it.
Yeah.
Jian made a delicious Korean beef with rice the other day. That was just wonderful. So if you need ground beef, if you need, the most delicious beef that this side of Manitoba, yeah. Well, I was going to say like more than that. But let's just start with Manitoba. It's really, really great beef, guys. So if you guys want some, hit up our man Mark Schram on Instagram or hit us up. We keep some right here in the gym. It's right on the other side of this wall in a deep freeze, and we will get you hooked up. Jan, thoughts on the beef?
Beautiful beef.
Beautiful beef.
Yeah.
Go.
No. No.
No. That's not fun anymore. All right, here we are, episode 31.
Like 30.5.
30. Well, we're going to call it 31 for the sake of keeping things nice and clean.
Okay.
Episode 31. Looking at it to be a little mini episode. So right now we're starting recording at about 14, just so we know how long we're going here.
Okay.
So we can make sure it's at least a mini episode and not just like a commercial.
Yeah.
So we last time we sat down here, not the exact same time as right now, that's for sure.
Right, not 5 minutes ago.
Different day, different times. Changed clothes into the exact same pair afterwards. So we went to amateur nationals. Mm-hmm. Both of us. We went and coached our huge squad. I think we had like 10 people.
I think 12.
Was it 12?
I think so.
Well, I'm not going to count them, but okay. It was somewhere between 10 and 12 people. We had Iron Age representatives there, and I would like when people asked how it went for us. I was really happy with it because everybody did at least as well as I thought they were going to do. Mm-hmm. Some people were a little more prepared than others on this one, and some people really excelled and shined more, even more than I thought they would do in certain things. So I was really, really happy about that. We like the competition itself. I thought it was great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought for how many people there were for people who have never run a competition that size before.
Right.
I thought it was awesome, and I thought there was a couple obviously there's going to be a couple of things that could be changed or could be done differently or whatever, but.
I really can't pinpoint anything that they could have changed or done differently because they moved really well.
Well, they had an exceptional team of like volunteers and helpers and stuff. They had a bunch of the pro guys there helping out, whether it was reffing or loading or whatever it was. Like Thrones came in from Winnipeg to help them out.
Right. And he worked hard.
He sure did. He was busting his ass on those sandbags. But yeah, overall it was a really, really great event, and it was. And those, like, speaking as somebody who's put on nationals, I think that it's really hard. Like, if I'm Josh, or if I'm Jocelyn, or if I'm Mac, or if I'm Bailey, and somebody who's never put on one of those nationals has any kind of negative feedback for something like that, right. I'm going to tell you to fuck off because it's a really, really hard show to put on, and it's really, really difficult. And if you've never done it, you can't really understand.
Those shows are soul suckers. Like I remember, like logging the hours that I worked, and I wasn't even the rep at the time.
Right.
That was the Saturday, so the amateur nationals was a 16-hour day for me, start to finish. Mm-hmm. So you will never understand like the kind of exhaustion that somebody will go through putting on a show like this.
Yeah, and we didn't. So when we put it on, and I'm speaking this way because I'm sure it's similar for all the people who put it on. We didn't get money out of it. We got things out of it. So we bought plates for the competition that we got to keep afterwards with the money that we get from registrations and stuff. So that's great. Don't get me wrong. That's awesome. We use those plates to this very day. But the hourly wage that we got wouldn't even cover the weekend. Never mind all the stuff that
that leads
to it.
I took off days off of work to be there.
So nothing but respect for the 4 people that I mentioned who put in a ton of work.
And everybody else who was involved,
and
like all the volunteers.
And all the sponsors and everybody who was there, because it's a huge weekend. You have SWIC first, you have Nationals, which is like the really, really insane day. And then when you think that you're like Nationals finishes and you're like, oh my God, like thank God we're done with this. Oh, we have fucking record breakers on Sunday too, which looked like it was also
which
great too.
Also matters.
Which of course it matters, but I'm saying that it's just as an organizer, it's like you finish this giant. It's like if you finish a marathon on Saturday and you're like, oh, also we have this.
I promise like a 5K run after or whatever.
It's just exactly, and it's just like holy shit, like you're just so ready to be done. But they just did such a fantastic job, and like I said, there was a couple things that I might have tweaked, but again, it's like. With the benefit of hindsight, I know that, you know, for people who are like, there's people who are going to be putting it on for next year, the Quebec people, the BC people, the year after that, like they can look at the things that, you know, Max and Sam have done, that me and Devin did with all of our people, that the 4 Albertan people have done, and hopefully they can take a little bit from each one of those, and not only see the things that were good and worked, but see the things that didn't work as well too, and make changes based on that.
Right.
The only thing that like stands out in my mind as an example of that would be like, there was 2 hard reset events. So they had like the wheelbarrow with the loading, and then they had the yoke, which was 2 events that required like stop, reset, unload, all that shit. And those are great events. Don't get me wrong. They really were good testers of people, and they showed their value in that competition. But it does become time consuming after a while.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So that's the only thing that I might have changed really is cut those down to 1 hard reset event.
Right.
When you just have that many people, you just can't really do it any other way.
Right.
But let's go a little bit throughout the day. So we got there. It's fun, like for me, just to be kind of like watching people there, because it's like that's like, you know, for a lot of people that's the biggest competition they've been to.
Right.
And for everyone it's the biggest. It's like literally the biggest because there's the most competitors there.
Right.
But for a lot of people that's like the highest point of strongman that they've gotten to so far. So you see the nerves. You see people really stressed out, and you see people dealing with it in different ways, and you see emotion and good or bad and whatever it might be. And it's fun to kind of be able to just like fall back and see that on other people and see how they deal with it and see how they excel or don't excel in that atmosphere.
Yeah. And you know what? Like I had a lot of fun just not having a job.
Right.
And heading over to Calgary, I told Tyler, I was like, oh, I'm so excited not to have a job. And then he laughed at me. You laughed at me. And you go, you're going to have a job for sure.
Yeah. Well, and like you had less of a job than you would have at our shows.
For sure.
And you had less of a job than if you were handling me at a show. But you were still doing stuff.
Yeah.
And we were both doing stuff. Like we would both like run around and give drinks to the volunteers, or we would run around and give snacks or whatever. Like it's just, you know, I
just have a hard time watching people struggle throughout the day, knowing that they're so dehydrated, depleted. And if I can just quickly run and get an armful of Gatorade or whatever, I'm just gonna pass it to them.
Been at and put on enough shows to know that that's just not something that's on your mind when you're doing something like loading or
even if it is on your mind, you don't have the time.
Right. Well, that's funny because there was a like a case of Gatorades like literally right like at the score table, like right there. But when I walked around, everybody took one, but nobody like would.
Nobody's gonna walk the 15 feet this way to get a Gatorade. And I handed one to Larson and I handed one to Tristan, and I go, open both of those right now in front of me. And
take a big mouthful.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Yeah. It's people get in the zone and they're working hard, and they just like thinking, even like just drinking water is not something that's on their minds, because they're like, if I become the weak link in this chain, the whole thing slows down. And I can understand that mentality. It's hard to want to do anything else, and not to mention just like stress is high.
Yeah.
You know, and
for everybody.
So food's not something that you want to get in your stomach at that point. But everyone did a really fantastic job with that. And we don't have to like name everybody, whatever, but we congratulations to Sam. Sam Beliveau, now a 5-time strongest woman in Canada as of the Friday night before Nationals.
A machine.
Just I mean, like there's no other way to put it. Like, she didn't start real strong with the grip loading event, and she said afterwards she knew that wasn't going to be like a super sound one for her. But it wasn't really a doubt in my mind that she was going to pull ahead and keep it. Like
Right.
she's a monster, and Jackie Olszewski would have been her closest rival. And as good as Jackie is, she's just not at where Sam's at yet. That's not to say that she couldn't be or won't
Right.
be. Or on the right day with the right events. Maybe she is right now. But
Right.
that was just not. It didn't look like it was going to be that day to me. And sure enough, Sam pulled it out. But both of them will be at the Rogue Invitational.
Yes.
Sam there competing and Jackie there as an alternate.
Yeah.
So it'll be exciting to see how they shake out in those kind of events there too. But we are. Yeah, nothing but huge congratulations to Sam, and you got to hang out with her a little bit and stuff, which is always nice for you.
Well, we barely get to see each other like maybe twice a year if we're really lucky. But like you kind of just forget about the distance and the time in between because she's just such a warm person.
Oh, she's great.
That like everyone is welcome around her, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like she's a good woman to represent Canada.
Absolutely.
I think.
Yep. And I like when Max is there too because he's like I think to a lot of people he's probably a pretty imposing guy. He was to me. But he's just really friendly. And we always have a nice chat whenever I'm there with him. And yeah, they're both really genuinely interested in seeing this whole thing become as big of a deal as it possibly can.
For sure.
And with Sam taking a step back from like the administrative stuff, like it's really hard to give a guy like Max enough credit.
For sure.
Because fuck, man, like when we do provincial stuff,
Yeah.
like the notion that we would have to do that and then more is just like there's just no way. I would never take that on.
No.
So shout out to Max for doing that because someone's got to. So huge win for Sam on Friday. It was really fun to watch. I got to MC it with my good friend Alison Lockhart.
That's nice to see her
Former 3 times
too.
Canada's Strongest Woman. Always nice to see her. It was. I thought that was a really great show. I thought it went well. It went fast, which is like good.
That's the pace you want. It's a pro show, right?
Yeah, it was a fast paced show, but at no point did I feel like it was too fast. If you watch like Giants Live is coming up, that's going to be a very fast show. It's just the way it is. So I thought that was really good. And on Saturday, we had our AmNats, and it was a really great day. And I thought the events were appropriately challenging. I thought some of the open weights were fucking heavy.
Yeah.
The pressing weights in general were heavy. And I'm not saying too heavy.
Right.
I'm just saying they were heavy, and you had to be ready for them because
Yep.
guys were getting them, so they weren't too heavy. But they were a real test of guys here, and a lot of guys were not up to that test.
Right.
And that's just the way it's going to be. You know what I mean? Like a lot of guys who I
It
think
should be getting heavier the more you advance in the sport, right? So let's say the qualifier to go to provincials is usually the lighter one. Provincials is heavier than that, and then nationals is heavier than that. It's just getting you used to taking a step up, advancing in the sport. And I think some people just kind of forget about the other provinces too, that there's a lot of competition from all over.
Well, I got some flack for the first competition for the weights for being too heavy for the light guys for pressing. And in hindsight, they were a little bit too heavy.
Right.
But they get heavy.
Yeah.
The weights do get heavy, so
Yeah.
you gotta be ready for that.
And I think too, like we can't baby the athletes too much because let's say they advance to an international show. If they're not primed and ready to go and ready to hang with the rest of the world, it looks bad on Canada.
For sure.
Like it looks bad
Yeah.
not being ready.
Well, there's a reason. So there's a reason that say when the Arnolds made it so that Canadian pro guys can get a free pass to the Arnold Pro-Am without qualifying. There's a reason why Canadian SCC pros are now being accepted into Pro Strongman League. It's because these things are held to a high standard, and the caliber is high. Now, if that's not the case, then these things don't happen.
Right.
You have to be like if you want to get to those kind of shows, you have to be ready for them. There's no one's going to give you a free pass to the Arnolds. No one's going to give you a free pass to Pro Strongman League. You have to make sure that you're ready for it. So if you're getting babied on any level before that, it's just a disservice to you.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll skip ahead because the events were pretty straightforward. I thought some of these open and 120 guys need to get their conditioning up because boy, they were getting smashed on some of this shit. The yoke in particular seemed to be taking some guys' souls. You're gonna want to fix that because that's gonna be a problem moving forward. And I think that is something that we see too often at open amateur levels is guys thinking that bigger is always.
Oh
better.
my God, they sound like shit. Like it's crazy.
Right. And I thought that too, right? Where I was like, I gotta be as huge as I can possibly be without like recalibrating
being athletic.
Well, without recalibrating to be like, how about instead of being as big as I can possibly be, I'd be the best strongman that I can possibly be. And if that means getting bigger, then great, I'll get bigger. But if I can just get stronger and get better at strongman, which is two different things. Yeah. Right? Being better at strongman and being stronger are often together, but they can be mutually exclusive too. Right.
Nico just had a story about this, the Greek Goliath, about open men sprinting.
Right. Yeah, I saw that actually.
Yeah, and that's what separates like the amateurs from the pros, right? It's just like the agility and like being powerful and fast at the same time.
Well, yeah, and you look at like the pro guys, like speaking of Greek Goliath, like if you look like Evan Singleton, like he's very athletic. He's an explosive guy. He's fast. Even the guy like say like Lucas Hatton, who doesn't look like the most athletic guy, he is. He is one of the most athletic guys. Yeah. Because he practices it and stays on top of it. So it's not something that happens by accident. So I really encourage any of the heavy guys from nationals, if you were feeling like you were really smashed, if you were feeling like when you got to that sandbag at the end of the competition that you just had nothing left in the tank, you're going to want to assess that. You're going to want to fix that. Speaking of the sandbags at the end of the day.
I knew it.
Yes. So.
I was hoping you'd forget.
I'm going to, I'm like an elephant. I never forget.
Okay.
To give some context to this, to the sandbag situation, the event was sandbag to shoulder. The day of SWIC, so Friday.
At the rules meeting.
A little earlier when they were unloading the equipment.
Right.
Was the first time that anybody outside of the organizers, and I think Ryan Vance, who helped them to fill it, saw that they had actually obtained pyramid-shaped sandbags, which I've never seen before in competition. I've never seen it in my own competition. I've never seen
that shape before.
Never seen it. So it's a very neat idea, and they were like, hey, here's a little wrinkle being thrown at you. Now, there's kind of two schools of thought with this, two trains of thought, if you will, as to whether it's good or not good. The not good was that it's throwing people off who've been training for this specific event. It might have been a little bit heavy with the new shape in mind. Like maybe it could have been the new shape and then a little bit lighter. And I would agree with both of those. But at the same time, on the other hand, if you're not adaptable and able to kind of like move and flow with changing events and changing equipment and just things changing in general in strongman, you are not going to progress past this level.
Right. Then you should try powerlifting.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. You never will.
Right. Like you have to be like, you can't let things shake you the way that it shook some people.
And that's the thing too, is that I don't think those sandbags were that much harder. Right. I loaded some of them, or I shouldered some of them. I don't think that they were that much harder than a regular sandbag.
But you add the nerves and then like a new implement, let's say, and then for some people they just freak out, right?
Yeah. I think that if people would have just like dialed in and attacked it the same way that they would attack a regular sandbag, instead of being a little more precautious about it and thinking about it more and be like, how does this feel? What am I doing?
It depends too, though. Like if someone doesn't have the wingspan, it would be really tricky.
I'm not saying that it's not its own challenge. I'm saying I don't think it's that much harder.
Right.
Because I did it and it wasn't that much harder. And
as a pro strongman who's 6'3" with long ass arms.
But I walked up cold and just hit it.
Okay.
And Tristan did the same thing too. Tristan walked up.
Also a pro strongman.
This is why I'm qualifying this, is that Tristan is like one of the best strongmen in the world right now. Yeah. But he walked up cold, grabbed the heaviest sandbag, and put it onto his shoulder like objectively the hardest way, which was like upside down with the point on his shoulder. Like that's not the way you want to do it.
He was also on a handstand.
Yeah, and he would like. And like he'd been there all day doing stuff. He hadn't been eating, whatever. So he's not like getting up and warming up and being fresh and trying it. Right. So obviously, Tristan being able to do something does not mean that everyone should be able to do it.
Right.
But it is a demonstration that it can be done. Right.
Right.
And
it was done by like I don't think a single weight class zeroed it. Like
entire weight classes.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I don't think so. A lot of
it
people
is
zeroed
possible.
it, and that's where
Yeah.
and that's where the argument could be made that hey, maybe it was a little heavy with that change in mind because we really didn't see that many reps with them. Like the highest was like
Right.
less than 10, I'm pretty sure, which is what like I mean you wouldn't want
And
to see
then
much
like
higher
it would
than
be
that.
like 0, 0, 0, 10 or whatever.
Right, yeah. So I think that I saw too many people spending too much time with it in the back.
Right.
And letting it occupy too much of their time and effort and mental space. I think I saw too many people hitting reps with like what looked to be their comp weight bag.
I would see somebody shouldering it, going, okay, sit back down, wait a little bit because it takes some time for them to
Sure.
call you up, and then hit it again, and then
Yeah.
zero that
Right.
during your
Yeah,
turn.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Slowly. So it just
It's like I just want to make sure I still got it.
yeah, you only got so many reps of that, so make sure you watch out for it. And yeah, I just didn't think it was that big of a deal. And I think that like I understand the mentality of people who are like maybe this isn't the place to throw a huge curveball like that. Maybe this isn't the place to have a big wrinkle like that. I do agree with that too, but ultimately my stance on it, like I've been to Canada's Strongest Man where weights have changed. What you think you're doing it on has changed.
Right.
You know, North America's Strongest Man, the log. I mean, this isn't a big deal, but the log opened 10 pounds heavier than it was supposed to. Like things just changed. That's just how it is. And you have to be prepared for that. So I hope that was like a good learning experience for all the athletes. I think it probably was.
Just be adaptable.
And of course, I have to address something, and I think I'm ready to come clean about it.
Okay.
So there was a rumor that we had heard that that Manitoban athletes had previous access to these secret sandbags, and in fact, we'd been training with them leading up to nationals. So I'm here to tell you once and for all that it's true.
Oh my God.
We did that. I tapped because Bailey and Josh and Jocelyn and Mac, they didn't want it. Like this isn't to do with them. They didn't tell me. I tapped their phones. Okay, I hacked their emails, and I found out that they were using the dreaded pyramid bags. Now, what did I do with that information, you might ask? I chartered a flight from Winnipeg to Inclusive Fitness headquarters for all my athletes. And I paid for them to go there. I got their hotels. Of course, I paid for the flight. And I paid for their food and board while they were there. We did a 2-week intensive training camp on pyramid-shaped sandbags. And I'm sorry. I should have done that. It gave us an unfair edge. The
edge of how many points gained by Manitoba athletes.
And you really saw that, I think. I think you really saw it because we could have gotten 0, like it could have been -1 instead of 0 with all the zeros that we got. So, in the interest of full disclosure, that is what happened.
Right.
Of course it's true. Of course Manitoba had access to the secret
Right.
sandbags before everybody else.
Especially when one of the reps didn't even know about it.
Yeah, to the event. The event is being held in fucking Calgary, Alberta. Manitoba found out about it, and I spent the thousands of dollars that it would take to get fucking triangle sandbags made. So, you're so smart if you thought that. Anyway.
That's so stupid.
That's
okay.
that's pretty much all I had to say on the subject. Of course we didn't fucking know, you idiots. Like, think about it. Like, use your fucking brain. Why would we know? Why would Manitoba know before Alberta? Why would Josh, Bailey, Mac, or Jocelyn be like, you know what? I don't want to help my friends. I don't want to help the people that we train with.
But Manitoba, though.
Yeah, I don't want to train any of the people that are in our immediate inner circle. I want to help the Manitobans that I'm like, you know, like we're like friends in a way that we compete against each other sometimes or are in the same room sometimes. That makes a lot of fucking sense. I really think that really adds up. So no, we didn't know about it, to be 100% clear, because I think that if you believed the original story, you might believe what I just said there.
Right.
So no, we didn't know about it. We found out about it on Friday afternoon, when they got off the truck. The same way that anybody who was in that building found out about them. Mm-hmm. Nobody put hands on them before anybody else knew about it, before anybody else had access to them. And frankly, even if we did know, it would have made zero difference in how I train people. It would have made zero difference in any kind of prep leading up to the show, because guess what? I'm not going to get a bunch of fucking triangle bags made for one competition. So as much as I love my athletes, as much as I love new equipment, I do love new equipment, I'm just not going to sacrifice the space to have a bunch of triangle bags. So I hope that puts that to rest. in the words of Lance Lavalley, who commented on it, if you got a 0 on the bag, the good news is that you can always get stronger.
Yep.
And that's really all there is to say about it. If you didn't get it, I urge you to get stronger and not look at conspiracy theories like everyone's fucking plotting against you to get you a 0. No, we can get our 0s on our own. Thank you very much. Stupid.
Anyway,
back to
news.
back to nicer stuff.
Right.
So let's what do we have for time here? Oh, this is actually turning into a full ass episode here, isn't it? Mm-hmm. We wanted to chat a little bit. We're going to do a review of this one, but I want to chat a little bit about our dear friend James, Mr. Choo Choo Train Jeffers, going all the way to the land of what is it known for? What's their thing there? What's the
Highland cows?
The Highlands, I guess.
Yeah.
I want to say the Emerald Isle, but that's Ireland.
Kilts.
The land of Scottish people, Scotland. The Stoltmans, the land of the Stoltmans. Scotland to compete in his very first Giants Live. In all seriousness, me and Jeffers give each other a hard time back and forth, but I am really, really happy to see a good friend of ours and a great representative Canadian strongman getting to that next level, getting to that next step. He's getting closer and closer to being as a part of that like next tier that Tristan is on, and Wes is on, and Max is on, and it's really exciting to have somebody who's ready for that. And I do think he is ready.
I think he's ready. I think he's been ready for a little bit.
Yeah.
But he just needed that call. Call up.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is that it's when we're talking about Giants Live, we're talking about sort of that umbrella company that has OSG, Giants Live, World's Strongest Man, and kind of one leads to the next, but it's not really 100% clear.
There's like a weird special formula that nobody's allowed to know.
Right. So if you podium at Giants if you podium at OSG, you get to go to Giants Live, unless you go right to Worlds, which happens a lot. But you might get skipped over for somebody who, if they say they're Italian, and
but if you're born on a full moon, and then like it's different.
And then if you go to Giants Live and you get on the podium, you go to Worlds. But if one of those guys is already going to Worlds, they pick the next guy.
Right.
I think so. There is a really exciting opportunity for another Canadian guy to get specifically a Western Canadian guy, to get his invite to Worlds here. So we wish Jeffers nothing but the best.
I can't wait to watch the videos that they put out, because Keelan is with them and she's going to be filming vlogs. Like, I think she filmed the travel day on the way there.
Well, don't forget who else is there too.
Brucey.
Yeah, little baby Bruce. So
yeah.
We're very excited to hear the stories. We're very excited to see the videos, and we're very, very excited to watch the show, the competition this Saturday.
Nobody spoil it for me, because I have to work all day and I can't watch it while I have clients.
Nobody text Jian what's going on,
right?
Because she's going to watch it later on that evening. But watch it on Official Strongman officialstrongman.com. And yes, it costs money.
Shut up about it.
You will have to pay a very, very small amount of money to watch a very, very high caliber show.
Right. And also like support your friends.
A sport that you love.
Right.
And whatever. That's one of the worst takes in Strongman.
Yeah.
Is that every show should be free. Because it's like...
People pay like pay-per-views to watch like UFC,
boxing.
Yeah.
I don't think
they'll buy like really expensive jerseys of their favorite football team, then think nothing of it.
Yeah.
Or pay to go to a Jets game.
You'll drop $200 on a night at the Jets game, no problem. But when it becomes to
like a $20 beer, get real, and then it's $10 for the whole month for Official Strongman.
Right, and you can sit in the comfort of your own home and watch this thing that we all cherish and love.
Yeah.
So let's just eliminate that from our thought process, that all strongmen should be free, because that's not how we get the sport to be bigger and better.
It shouldn't be free. Like, some shows shouldn't be free. Like, it makes no sense that people expect everything to just be like on YouTube live, whatever.
It's nice when that happens.
Yeah. It's great when that happens.
But that's a different like business model than what's being used by Official Strongman. So just deal with it. Pay the $10,
or don't watch it, whatever,
or just don't watch it, I guess. But don't do that. Do watch it and support Strongman.
Yep.
And hey, while you have it, you can watch a ton of other stuff that's on there too. The Magnus is on there, OSG is on there. You very likely have people that you know going to OSG this year, so just stick around, watch it, enjoy some strongman, enjoy the sport. Do you have anything else that you want to touch on while we're sitting here?
Other than that, what's coming up is the Rogue it's Giants Live this weekend. Rogue on the 31st.
I think we'll do a little preview of that with Thrones. We'll do a review of the Giants Live, and then we'll do a preview of Rogue.
Okay. And then that's it. Like the Magnus Classic in Iceland after that, and then OSG.
Yeah, great.
So
and
it's gonna be like it's the off season, but like for international shows, it's just like starting to gear up.
It's the hot season for that. So we and we do have cool stuff coming up on the local scene that we're not going to get too much into now. We don't want to bog people down. I think it's really important that we just give people a little bit of time to not think about strongman on a local level, not think about competing. Just go to the gym, have fun, get stronger, and then in the new year we'll start thinking about all the cool stuff we have coming up.
Also, pre-order your shirts.
Yeah, we got great Iron Age shirts. Manitoba's Strongest Gym. If you don't like it, buy one and burn it. There you go. That would really teach me a lesson.
They'll show us.
Yeah, that would really show me. But we do have some cool stuff coming up in the new year. We've got a great seminar planned with one of the top people in the field. Oh, that was gross. Sorry. Top people in the field. We've got Iron Claw coming up, and there might be a little special treat coming along with that one.
We have a ton of special treats. It's crazy how many treats we have.
We love making sure that our competitors.
We love spending money.
Yeah, we love. Yeah, we love not making a dime on this whole thing. That's really important to us. But it is important to us that it's exciting and fun and cool. So that's what we shoot for, and that's what we hope you guys.
We just want it to be like interesting and like educational every step of the way because the whole goal here is to make our athletes better.
Absolutely.
Like every single thing that we bring in, every single person that we bring in.
Doing this podcast, it's all about just having information for people.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's the one advice I would give somebody if you're in strongman and you're thinking about this is what I would have told Gordon Langler if they would have asked me. If they were like, "Oh, we're gonna start a podcast," I'd be like, "Don't." It's not like we do it because we want to have something to reach all of our people, and it's not because it's like we always have something interesting to say because we just don't always.
No.
But hey, shout out to the people who are out there making that content because I watch it all and we enjoy it all.
Yep.
And on that note, we will leave you guys for this not so mini episode. But thanks for watching. Thanks for paying attention. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We want to get this up there, up higher in the views and the subscriptions and the notoriety.
And not based off of our actions either. We just want you to follow blindly.
Yeah.
Because we have not been consistent, and that's how you get more.
Yeah. We're going to start doing that more, though. We're going to start being better about consistency.
Yeah. We're going to try.
We're gonna try.
Yeah. I'm going to think about it at least.
Bye, guys.